welcome. So today I am going to be making a fermented lemon and ginger honey because I have finished with my fermented cranberry and cinnamon honey that I made back in February, or before February, I think it was in January. I will link it up above for you to check out. But this is ready to go. This is ready to eat. And so I've moved it upstairs. I usually like to prepare another fermented honey for when I'm finished that. So I'm gonna be making a lemon ginger one. What you will be needing is a container. This one is a 1 liter. You're gonna need 6 lemons. Usually I like to use fresh ginger, but I have a leftover dehydrated ginger that needs to be used up. And then I have local honey from Earth and Honeybee that I want to add. And this is a raw wildflower honey. And I got a big container and a smaller container. So let's get right into it. We're gonna dice up these lemons and we're gonna place them in the jar. You'll want to cut these into rings. Some people remove the seeds, I don't. And if you hear strange noises from behind the camera, that is just my cat climbing on my dehydrator for attention. So we're just gonna pop those in here. And the liquid from the lemons are going to help ferment the honey. So why should you make fermented lemon and ginger honey? Lemon is really good in vitamin C. It's soothing for the throat. Ginger is really good for your immune system. It also fights free radicals. It's great. Let me just turn off the oven, or not the oven, the stove, because I was in the middle of making breakfast. But when you live in a house with other people, you take advantage of the quiet moments to do filming in communal places like the kitchen. This is great if you have a sore throat or if you're just needing a little bit of energy in the morning. What I like to do with my lemons, or with my fermented honey, is add it to my black tea in the morning. That way I get my boost of prebiotics because of the fermentation of the honey, along with the benefits of the herbs or the spices that have been sitting in the juices for all that time. So I like to fill my jar as much as possible with lemon. And for a jar about this size, it does take about 6 lemons. So those are all shoved in there. And what I like to do with these, again, I would usually use a full ginger, because the ginger, like a fresh ginger, because the fresh ginger will add liquid to the concoction. But because I don't want to do that, I'm going to just grab a spoonful of ginger, pop that in there. We're gonna just do 2 spoonfuls because I like my ginger. And that will rehydrate with some of the liquid from the lemon and the honey, and we're able to get that gingery flavor. Now, there's different ways of doing this. Some people will measure out the honey. I like to fill it to about the lip here because I want a little bit of a gap for it to breathe, so it doesn't blow up my jar. And this is just going to be a slow going process of just pouring some in and letting it seep down. And I know for a fact that I will probably be needing this big container. So we're going to put that to the side for now. I'm going to move this here. I'm going to grab a stick some people I like to use chopsticks, but you'll have people that have like certain spoons and stuff. Just to make sure that the honey gets all the way to the bottom and that you're also getting some of those lemons and the lemon juices. Okay. So we'll set that there. I'm going to open the big container. This I picked up at my last vendor event. Melissa, one of the owners, was nice enough to bring me a beautiful container of honey. I'm not going to dump that. Okay, what am I going to do? Wait, did not think this through. Maybe I will. Pour that in here. So, I don't want it to go to waste. Rub it into the skin, it's good for cuts. I should get myself a funnel. I say this every time I make this stuff. I should get myself a funnel or something that will help with this. And then what I will do is use the smaller one. So we'll keep to one side. And then we just fill the jar with honey. Periodically taking your stick or your spoon and jabbing it around to get the air bubbles out, to release the liquid, and to also make sure that everything is getting incorporated. Okay, I think that's pretty much good. So, let me just tidy this up and then I will show you the final steps. So now that that sticky mess is all cleaned up, you're going to take a damp paper towel or a damp cloth and you're going to wipe around the edge, top edge of your jar. You're wanting to remove the sticky honey and the stickiness of it to help with the seal, also to help you be able to get it open. And then I take a dry paper towel and just dry the edge to avoid rusting and all that fun stuff. Okay, so that's all done. You'll take a piece of parchment paper and you'll stick it on the top. But once again, I want to just make sure that this is all stirred up, mixed up, all good. You want it to be liquidy. You don't want it to be too, like, viscous. I apologize, that's Athens. He's wanting into my hubby's office, but my hubby's isn't here, so he can't get access to the office. The bonus also is that because I'm using dried ginger, it's going to absorb the extra amount of liquid in there that may be too much, like too much of the lemon liquid. Because being dehydrated, it doesn't have its own moisture to contribute. So, now that that's all stirred up, and we're certain we like the consistency and the look of it, we're going to put the parchment on top, or the wax paper on top, and then we're going to seal it, like so. I like to leave this in a nice cool, damp, or not cool, dark place, usually in my basement on my oil shelf where I store all my oils and my fermentations, such as this, for about 2 to 4 weeks. I like to leave them longer because the longer you leave them, the more flavorful it becomes, and it usually takes me a good month and a half to 2 months for me to get through the other jar. I would suggest coming down every week and just doing a simple back and forth, like so, just to make sure that everything's moving around, everything's covered, nothing's sitting, and everything looks good. Another thing I would suggest doing is getting yourself a plastic container to rest your glass jar in, because if for whatever reason the fermentation causes pressure in the glass container and it breaks for whatever reason, you don't want a sticky mess to clean up. It hasn't happened to me yet, knock on wood, but it's always good to be prepared just in case it does. And there you have it. Your lemon, ginger, honey fermentation. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Toodles for now.